Welcome to the Jimmy Palumbo Show. That's right. Show number 127. Getting involved here. One Butch Weininger. And we are here. We have a very special show. I knew that would make Dave laugh on that one. We have a special show because we actually got a guest coming up in just a little bit.
Yeah, so you didn't lie last week.
I always say special guest, and I never really, that might be due to laziness, so I don't give a shit. But we are here live with, of course, Dave Sturcio from downtown Mattawa, New Jersey, from the Chop Sports Studio Media Empire of Central Jersey, getting involved. Now he's wearing the cowboy hat, full switch from the Yankee gear.
Oh, yeah.
More on the Yankees later on in the show.
On purpose?
Mr. Sturcio, and how are you today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm glad we were able to land this guest. I'm very excited about it. I'm a sports movie buff, unlike previous co-hosts of yours who don't like anything. I do love my sports movies. He for one, does not like anything that I like, which kind of makes it a good yin and a yang over here at Chop.
But there's a lot of yin and yang over there. Shay, all fans 18 and over. Bring
right,
your free house-breaking wee-wee pad, courtesy of Chop Sports here.
Is that for Ashley?
In Puppy City, Ralph Avenue and Avenue J.
Oh, man. So I'm good. Things are good.
Good.
Today's episode is pretty cool. I'm excited.
Yeah, but we have no idea what we're doing, but still, we're gonna plow through.
We'll wing it.
But of course, you know what we do at the top of the show, and it's real simple. I have a stack of baseball cards, and this one, this one might be the worst one for me yet. I don't know who this guy is. I never heard of him, and there wasn't much on him either. This guy he is in the Spokes Hall of Fame, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, except first of all, I got more on it, of course. His name is Gary Wayne. Okay, now this guy, Gary Wayne, it's a 1992 card. I must have I got some 92s. This guy, it was a pitcher, big lefty, 6 years in the bigs, from 89 to 94. He played with the Twins, the Colorado, and the Dodgers. He came out of Michigan. His lifetime record was 14-14 with a 3.93 ERA. And he pitched in 231 games. He was a lefty out of Michigan. And now, of course, he works for, wealth management in Littleton, Colorado.
Hey, listen.
Financial advisor.
Right?
I'd love him to advise me. He'll probably say work more. And,
you need jobs, Jimmy. That's exactly kind of how we make money around here.
We're audition better there, Jimbo. He's got 4 adult children, but the weird thing was he a 1991 world champs with the Twins, but he only pitched in like 11 games, so he probably gave him a share of it. Blah blah blah. But the funny thing is, I went on. He must have put together on YouTube. Matter of fact, I subscribed to his YouTube page.
Okay,
like a video highlight of his career. And dude, I'm gonna make you go online and watch this on YouTube. He's like a big, langy lefty, and he has this long, he could never pitch today. I don't think he could anyway. He had like a long delivery slump, but he had a nasty curve, like in the dirt, like dropping off. This guy looks awesome. He looks like, who's the guy on the Yankees in '96, the reliever who came
Jeff
on before Mary? Yeah, like a Jeff Nelson, but even the other guy had the hot wife.
Romero Mendoza?
No,
he was too young.
White guy. Oh, I know you.
Bob
know
Wickman. No.
No. He was a reliever. Nope, he was a pure reliever. Came in and pitched like the 8th inning. He got in the fight that one time.
Graham Lloyd.
Yeah, Graham Lloyd. He had that kind of delivery like that.
He was a monster.
That's my guy, Gary Wayne. Hey, look. He's his card is worth 15 cents online.
Maybe.
And he's a wealth management. So a lot of my fans in the Colorado area, go check out Gary Wayne for he's big on like how to get out of credit card debt and those kind of things.
Just die. Exactly.
Yeah, either die or don't use your credit card. That's been working for me. Anyway, so that's my guy. Now, as you well know, I have been making Dave because I'm convinced, I'm convinced when I get to heaven, even when I get to heaven, there'll be a tight end for the Cowboys at the pearly gates.
Wide open.
There'll be no one near him because he'll be alone. He'll probably say, Jimmy, can you talk to me? Can you talk to me? What's wrong? I'm a Cowboy tight end and no one's near me ever.
Yeah. So your assignment to me was to find the next best tight end, AKA worst tight end since Jay Novacek and Jason Witten. So somebody in between. I've listed David LaFleur. I've listed Martellus Bennett. I've listed, I think last week was Tony McGee. This week, your friend and mine, head coach of the Detroit Lions, Dan Campbell, was a tight end for the Dallas Cowboys and the Giants. So he played, he had some serious years in the league. He played 114 games. So he was durable.
He was good, man. He wasn't bad with the Giants either. I mean,
he had 3 years with Dallas. He played in all 16 games in 2003 and 2005. And he started in all 16 games and was only able to rack up 20 catches in 2003. Okay. So if you're the starting tight end of the Dallas Cowboys in 2003, you should be catching a little bit more than 20 balls, but it is what it is.
Now, for a Giant fan, though, it probably happened to us because there was a certain point where I wasn't watching the games. I thought it was like the same guy. Like, in other words, Novacek, Witten, Campbell were just like, they were the same guy. All I know is like they were open. I mean, so those 20, I guarantee you.
To the 10.
I guarantee you there was a big third down at Giant Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
And Campbell caught it short of the first down and then rambled the first down. I remember him. And he's a pretty good coach too. I like.
He's biting kneecaps now, and he's doing all sorts of crazy shit for Detroit. And look, I know this isn't like an NFL preview. The Lions might shock a couple people this year.
I think so too. We'll have to do maybe next week. We'll do next week I'm doing a college preview, but maybe we'll do our. I got to do my stinks list.
The stinks list is back. Great.
I'll do my preview, but I'll do that before week one. My preview, my stinks list. I'm bringing that back. Got to bring it back. And you can maybe for the preview, you'll have some fun saying. I bet we agree more than. Remember, my stinks list is me on the couch with the remote, watching the red zone. It's like, this team stinks. So if you're going to give me stats,
at first.
I don't want to hear stuff like, oh, their linebackers are really good. I'm like, oh, really? All I know is it's 28-0. And the other team is running on them. So,
but they're trying really hard.
Yeah, that's it. So, and if you do upset someone, I think a couple years ago, the Lions beat somebody. And I was like, I took them, So we'll have some fun with that in a couple weeks. But all right, so there you go. Dan Campbell and Gary Wayne.
It gets better and better every week, folks.
Now, we're going to have a guest, but I guess we got a little more time.
Yeah, I think 12:30 they're coming on.
12:30. All right, we got about 5 minutes. So, well, of course, I can mention here Patreon. Once again, a la Gary Wayne and Dan Campbell, we are mired here at Shea. I'm still at 35. But it's, listen, I love my Patreons. I've got to give a big shout out to Michael Caprio because he's cornholelevel.com and he actually just re-upped. So he's here for another 3 months.
And not for nothing, he got a nice little plug ski on your old social media because last week's cornholelevel.com read was quite legendary. So we had to put that out there on social media.
Yes, it was. He got a kick out of that. The shill I do, trying to make a few bucks here. Right. But not everybody will appreciate that ad like that.
No,
that's not something that's going to be on CBS FM 101.1 here.
Why are they
talking Wins News Time, 11/12/26. And that's cornhole.com. Big shout out to my sister, Mary Eileen, of course, and my buddy, Brian Shevlin, who I may see soon enough, and also my cousin, Joanne. So that's how I do that. But Patreon's rolling along. Also, we can quickly mention the Indiegogo for Beer League. What happened was, listen,
caught off guard here, Jimmy.
We got caught off guard inside the Miami 5. I didn't realize we were raising money. We were starting to get a few bucks in. We were happy with it. We weren't in full production yet. We're writing the script, so we got 3 of them. They're about 80% done. We're trying to punch them up with better jokes. And next thing you know, Dave calls me up frantic. He's like, Jimmy, it's gonna the whole thing's gonna shut down in 2 days. It's gonna blow up. I'm like, what? Turns out you're only allowed a certain amount of time, and it was 60 days. So we had to. I was like, because it's a pain in the ass to set that shit up.
It is.
But I said, all right, I'll set it up again as Beer League the series with the same crap we had on there, maybe a few changes. And so the other one shut down, which means I will be getting that money. Another good thing, though, is I'll be getting that money. It's going into my LLC, Beer League LLC. And that really means we are definitely going to shoot these puppies now. I told the director, I was like, I know we were gonna, but now we really got a gonna.
Now we don't have a choice.
And
we have this money here.
I met a buddy of mine. I met a guy at a bar. He was almost like a gay lover in terms of how much he enjoyed beer league. He was literally almost trying to hump me with his 6 buddies, fanboy. And I was like, he works for a company called Crazy Car Vinyl. And what they do is they put like those decals on your car. Fire departments, police departments, and some other businesses. It's like a vinyl thing. Instead of painting them on, it goes on there. His name is Joe Pagnosi, but he literally made me sign something, right? Like a piece of paper. So I wrote like, you're a jerk off, love Johnny Trino, stuff like that. But then he was like, in front of his buddies, he was like, I got to go put this in my car. I don't want it to get wet. And his buddies were
he puts it in like the plastic you put like baseball cards in and
exactly
shit. Like, it's perfect.
Like, if he gets
pulled over from his rear view in his car.
If he gets pulled over, the cop's going to be like, license, registration. Oh, Johnny Trino from Beer League. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'll let you off on a ticket.
Have a good day. Have a good day. Just let him go.
He ended up, as a matter of fact, I'm doing stand-up this Saturday night. I got to get the name of the bar. He may show up for that, but he's also got his fantasy draft event, and he's dying for me like to show up unannounced.
What are you, Taylor Swift?
I was like, dude, he's like, yeah, we got like 12 guys. I said, listen, that will be the most disappointing moment in the history of fantasy draft when Jimmy Palumbo steps up here. Number one, I hate fantasy football.
Jimmy, you are the mush over here, because you did walk in last year before baseball season started. We were having our fantasy baseball draft, and everybody was like deep in thought. And you came out there and you were like, nobody drafted Stanton yet? And then like everybody's like, right? Like you never say a name before. It's like the golden rule. You don't say the name, you don't announce it.
And you know what? Whoever listened to me made a bad move too. I'm sure he's not on anybody's roster.
I won that league, by the way.
Oh, you did?
I did win that league, yeah. Time to get
fantasy baseball. There we go. Dave Sturcho here, working for the Department of Sanitation with his huge jug of water. I'm drinking coffee here, my dad's favorite mug here with Lou Gehrig on it. I can't even get this right.
The original photo, or is it just faded?
No, it's just an old shitty mug he bought. He thought it was, and he kept it. He always has coffee every morning. So every now and then when I'm feeling a little, I'm wearing an old Bing Crosby style hat, my golf hat. I'm just wearing different hats. I'm tired of wearing like the baseball hat. So you're going to see me wearing different hats until I run out of them. But anyway, so yes. So go to Indiegogo Beer League, the series, not the one that ended. You'll see one. It'll say live. Click on that. It says
live, yeah.
And any amount of money, please. We need a little bit more. We'll get there. And maybe we'll have some big news regarding Beer League, the series, which I'm not privy to discuss now. But hopefully we'll do it. We're doing it a little differently. The 3 episodes are not in the bar. You're going to see me at home. I'll be introducing my son and his girlfriend to the show. Not been casted yet, so all you youngsters out there, I'm going to be real clear. I'm going to be a little bit of a douche this time, okay? I'm going to be like, okay, the guy has to be a good-looking horse, and I will be on his, Dave Sturcio will be on his Instagram going, Jimmy, he's got 5 followers.
Oh, great. I'm one of those guys. I'm now the talent guy. Like, I got to go get the talent.
I'm going to be relying on your expertise, because I'm going to be like, if this guy is like a young Al Pacino and he's got 5 followers, goodbye. Goodbye. Yeah.
We need some spread of awareness here, folks.
Yes, we want to have someone like Jimmy. He can't act, but he's got 17 million followers. Good evening, everybody. You are the next, you're Johnny Trino Jr. So he will immediately, that's right. What am I going to call him on the show? Should I call him Johnny Trino Jr.?
Oh, I think there should be some kind of play on the average too, somehow. Like just call him like maybe first name 7, middle name O. and then Palumbo or 70 Trino 6 Jr.
His middle name is 06. 06. I'm definitely gonna do it because I know a guy, an artist.
That's so funny, man. I'm so glad I
706 Trino. That's his name. That's the best.
That's it. You're like, Dad, why my name? Like, don't even worry about it.
Maybe we have an argument. He's like, Dad, I hate that. Everybody thinks it's stupid. I'm like, I had the best year ever.
And spell it differently. Like 7's just
maybe
like
then I'll say, okay,
S-E-V-I-N or E-N or E.
I'll say you're really, you're really Johnny Anthony Trino II. But I didn't think that was fun. We'll have a moment there. But anyway, yes, we're going to be doing that. We're also going to see Alberto VO5, Mary Eileen Riccardi for threes. Got it. We're tied at anyone. She wants me to name the kid Alberto VO5, which I do in my stand-up. Maybe I should name him up, but it wouldn't make any sense. But that's a funny line from me in my show. I just want to welcome Tyson Hogan, Louis Viccidomini getting involved, Stephen Bash getting involved there, and of course, your friend and mine, Will Pena at the Dying Breed Garage. I don't even know where you're from, Dying Breed. If you my car breaks down, I'm going to you.
I don't know.
Another thing I didn't mention is this guy Joe.
It might not be a great name for a place. Like your car's dying.
Dying breed, right? But you know what? Listen, I feel like I'm a dying breed. So,
this is true.
I'm a dying breed of people trying to make money in podcasting. The crazy car vinyl guy, Joe Pagnosi here at Shea. He's also going to get me the T-shirts because I realize if people are donating money, they get stuff. So I have to get T-shirts made that say like Beer League the Series, and he's offering kind of a free promotion day at the stadium, sponsored by Wait a minute, listen. I should just read the ad. Crazy Car Vinyl. That's right. Go to crazycarvinyl.com. Vinyl, VINYL, because I'm sure people don't know how to spell that. It's not just cars; it's other things. So go give Joe Pagnosi a call at 1-866, and you're gonna love this, Dave. I can't wait. If he sponsors this show, I'll laugh my ass off. It's 1-866 Crazy NJ. Crazy New Jersey here at Shea.
Now, of course.
All right, so he may be doing T-shirts for us. He's not a sponsor yet, but maybe I'll talk him into it.
There you go.
All right. Well, are we ready for our guests?
Well, they're not. According to, I'm looking over there. I don't see anybody yet. So
right,
I did shoot an email. I shot an email to the manager. So I'm sure he'll be.
Well, should we say we can talk a little bit about it now? Who we got? Who's the guest is, right?
Yeah, of course. Bring it on.
All right. Well, this is a pretty cool thing. There's a movie coming out, and it's totally a movie my sister's going to go to. I know it. It's a movie called The Hill. Comes out August 25th. It stars Dennis Quaid, Colin Ford, Joel Carter, Scott Glenn, that old actor. I love him. Bonnie Bedelia from Die Hard. That's what you got to know. I think she's like 72 years old now, but she's still hitting threes. And also, did you know that Bonnie Bedelia from Die Hard is Macaulay Culkin's aunt and Kieran Culkin's aunt from Succession? Did you know that?
Did not know that.
Her brother is the parents of the Culkins. I did not know that.
I did not.
I'm not saying somebody drove off the road. It's not like it's Dan Campbell or Wayne Garrett.
You had to look at the card real quick.
Yeah,
Wayne Garrett. I made up his last name.
I know Wayne. You remember Wayne Garrett?
Wayne Garrett. Oh, okay. Him
Wayne
too.
Garrett was on the Mets in like 73.
I don't remember Wayne Garrett.
You know, two Met fans just drove off the road. I guarantee you that. I just mentioned Wayne Garrett. But anyway, really the main story, it's a story of a guy named Rickey Hill. And sounds like a running back in like the mid-90s, doesn't it? Rickey Hill, left side's got room. But he's a baseball player, and he had a debilitating injury from birth, spinal disease. And he had to wear braces, homemade by his dad. And it's incredible. But he loved to play baseball. But playing baseball could actually hurt him. And he said, Dad, let me play. And the next thing you know, he was doing well. He was like one of the best players in the area from where he was. And he actually made it all the way to the minor leagues, played 4 years in minor league baseball. Incredible story. There's a movie coming out this week. Dennis Quaid plays his father. And first of all, Dennis Quaid, sports movie. I have to see it.
Yes,
I'm choosing between
Rooney.
I didn't see Oppenheimer or Barbie yet. Shame on me. But I might go see The Hill instead. So they're going to be coming on the show, and it's going to be Rickey Hill himself, which is cool. And also the director, Jeff Calentano. Of course, we're having a director on because he will cast me in the next movie, The Hill Part 2.
You're the third base coach. The seasoned third base coach somewhere.
Like Johnny Trillo over there at third. He's been sending guys home. He's aggressive. But when they come on, we'll have some fun with that. I guess we can go into, you know what, maybe we'll get this out of the way because this whole entire show and this interview coming up is sponsored by your friend and mine, Absolute Eyewear. That's right. 42 Main Street, Woodbridge, New Jersey, 732-326-3937. Craig and Johnny Michaud. They own a prescription. What am I saying? So stupid.
How many times have you done this, Jimmy?
can't even do the ad right. Okay. They're politicians in Woodbridge.
They sit right next to the mayor every day.
When you need glasses, you got to go to Absolute Eyewear. That's how it goes. They're absolutely great. They're opticians. They got prescription eyewear, sunglasses, all kinds of stuff, sports glasses, glasses for the kids, contacts. They do eye exams on site. They're great. 732-326-3937. 16 years in the biz. You get a discount if you mention the Jimmy Palumbo Show here at Shea. They're open 5 days a week, closed Wednesday. Why?
To play softball for your scrub team.
And they're closed Sunday. Why?
To watch the Giants lose to the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football.
There you go. Just announce your attention, please. Now going to the Dallas Giant game, Jimmy Palumbo. I will be in attendance there.
Yeah, Jimmy, we got to do some tailgating, Jimmy.
Here we go.
I'm going to be there. My brother. It's my birthday, man. It's my birthday. We got to be there. Oh, my.
Can we hang out afterwards if the Giants go up 35-7 and Sturcio is near Port Reading right now on his way home on the
Listen, I'm not one of those fans. I stay to the end, win or lose, draw, whatever. I don't leave early. I know. You're in the fucking parking lot by halftime of the Rutgers games.
Let me tell you the difference. First of all, I don't agree with you because it all depends what's going on the home front. If your wife's up your ass all day long, you go to the Cowboy game, and the Cowboys are up 35-3 or down 35-3, you're gonna start getting tucks, honey. You can go, and you are coming home. Yeah, okay.
No way.
All right, we shall see.
My one day. It's my one day a week. Leave me alone.
One day, yeah. Sunday night.
She texted me today. She's like, I feel like we haven't watched TV together in a while. You want to catch up on the Final Kingdom or Last Kingdom? I forget the name of it. And I was like, I look at my calendar. I'm like, it's Tuesday. Hard Knock. Sorry, you can't do it.
The best. I can't wait. Anyway, of course, we're back to Absolute Eyewear. They have Ray-Ban Coach Ralph Lauren, Dave Sturcio's Jimmy Choo, Silhouette, Michael Kors, Vogue, Maui Jim, Costa Del Mar, and Charles Oakley's kids are inside the store all day. No, just the glasses are. And also they still have Oakley. Go check them out. Absolute Eyewear. Tell them Jimmy Palumbo sent you. All right. Well, that's something we got out of the way before our fine guest. This could be a classic moment where we get blown off, Dave. Now, this has happened to me.
Yeah, no, I've never actually experienced this, so I'm going through it right now internally.
Dave Sturcio brings on his guest. For me,
I am emailing back and forth Scott Shuford, who is their manager, and he said should be good. I said okay, we're live, we're hanging, and then
sure it's the right link.
I'm texting them right now. Oh yeah, that's why I made it yesterday because they wanted it yesterday, so they're well aware of the deal here over at Shea.
All right. Well, I guess we can just we'll just start bullshitting, I guess. Continue with the show as always. Let's talk about tell you, I'm really enjoying watching Yankee baseball right now. I just love the nuances.
You're the one.
This team stinks. Oh my God. First of all, I know I'm repeating myself, but they stink in a different kind of way. First of all,
they haven't lost 8 straight since 95, Jimmy.
I know. And
95.
This might be the first time I was 30 years old hanging out at Leggett's, but I ended up doing that for another 15 years. So that doesn't really mean anything.
Nothing's changed.
But no, they stink in a unique way. Like, remember, put it this way. I really want to see like Gary Sanchez behind the plate as a solid defensive player. This team stinks. They drop balls. Balls land weird. They hit off shit. I don't understand any of this. They stink. And oh my God. And Cole finally shit the bed. He's been pitching decent all year.
It's not even that he shit the bed. It's that he's got the DeGrom effect going on right now. Even when he has like really good outings, we can't score a run. And if not, we're kicking the ball all over the infield. It's just like it's unwatchable baseball. And I for one have not watched it because I just don't have the time.
And like the other day, it was first and second. They were down by a run in the 9th inning. First and second, nobody out. I'm like, they're not scoring a run. No way. I don't know why. I think they should. I would have bunt. If I was Boone, I was like, okay, I'm getting fired. I'm going to bunt 3 times in a row and see what happens. Why not?
What's the worst that can happen? You get fired harder? It's like, try some new shit. Shake the lineup up. I know they're calling up a couple kids coming into tonight's series. So, guys like Peraza and those guys, they're going to play. But again, if that's something you want to get excited about, fine. But I've never seen a Yankee team like this in so long.
And stupid Yankee fans By the way, Bharat Mehta, I love my hat. Thank you very little. You rip it on my hat, which is funny to me.
He also said "Go Boys," so I'm a Barat fan. I'm a Barat fan right now.
Okay, like the Cowboys. Well, I can't talk about the Cowboys because the season didn't start, but eventually that.
Well, I tell you one thing: they won't make your stinks list this year.
No, they didn't all last year, but they make the death list at the losing playoff game. 1996. We're going to get into that more.
Update here. According to the manager, I've called, texted, and emailed, but no response yet. So look, he's doing his job. So we're just kind of waiting on.
Yeah, they're probably getting ready to go on The View instead of Jimmy Palumbo.
Like, who can we cut out? Jimmy Palumbo? Who the fuck is Jimmy Palumbo?
You know what they forget though? Like, if they don't show up on the show, I can go the other way with people like this. This fucking movie sucks. No, I would never dare see it. I would never do that. I would never do that. Guy's got all these disabilities and he doesn't show up from my show and I rip on him. That's not cool. We'll get him on. If not this week, I guess they'll come on next week.
After the release.
After the release.
Yeah. If the movie bombs, guess what? Cancellation number 2.
That's it. And then if they blow us off next week, I'll have full box office data here brought to you by boxofficemojo.com. We'll be right back. Because that happened to me with The Family. I was all fired up. I thought The Family was going to change my life and I was going to get more work. And then the reviews came in 1 star, 1.5 stars. 2
Really?
stars. I'm like, wait a minute. Beer League and The Family in the first round of the playoff. We are tied 17-all with a minute to go.
Were the reviews
with Artie Lang rolling right with De Niro covering me in the end zone?
The reviews were bad for The Family?
Yeah. And I thought the movie was good. I still think it's good, but
I thought for sure that's why you got the Oscar hanging in your living room right now.
Wonderful job as DeChico. You know what it was? I think people just couldn't imagine Johnny Trino as an FBI agent. That's the problem. It was too much.
Somebody's got to have some life after softball. What the fuck?
You know what I mean? Like, maybe I should have, like, in the middle of the movie, asked the director, "Hey, can I just walk on with a softball bat as if you think I'm going to hit the guy?" And then maybe like just cut to me slapping a base hit.
He's got a Corona construction hat on.
I am going to do, if I can do that, I'm going to do something so funny. We have video and film, 8mm film over the years of softball playing for Corona.
Mm-hmm.
And I kid you not, whenever I want, I got them all on DVD. Sometimes I'll look, but it's all like you'll be at an Easter Sunday. And next thing you know, you're at a softball game for 2 minutes. One of those, like the way video cameras used to be. It's uncanny. And Johnny Michaud, this is for you. In every video when I'm at the plate, everyone, I slap a base hit, double down the line, triple down the line, literally in the 15. Triple? Yeah, back then I had a little.
You're legging triples out.
Back in the day, I was not the fat fuck I am now. But I'm telling you right now, I have like 15 random at bats from like 8 different seasons, and every one, here's Palumbo, slap base hit every time. And I think my cousin John or somebody else always popping up for the picture. There's no video evidence that I ever made out for Corona softball. One year that was almost true. Anyway. So, yeah, the Yankees, I think Cashman has to go. And the reason why he has to go, because the guy's got injured this year. I think in life, it's just, you got to change. It's like, all right, enough. I'm sorry.
It's called blowing it all up for a reason.
Yeah.
You got to blow it all up. Like, that's exactly what you're doing right now. And build around your star. And you have one. You don't have multiple. You have a couple guys that are serviceable players, but they're not stars anymore. Rizzo, LeMahieu, none of those guys.
To me, Judge and Cole, everyone else could be traded.
The only issue is you've overspent and overpaid for these players that nobody wants to take the contracts on. They got to nut up like the Mets did, and the Mets basically punted on the season, and they punted on the next couple seasons, and they said, "Look, we made a mistake. I'm sorry, but I'm going to eat all of this money. That's on me, guys. I made a mistake." So now they're paying $140 million to guys that don't even play on the team anymore this year, which is bigger and better than the Tampa Bay Rays' entire payroll. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy.
I made a prediction about Giancarlo Stanton some years ago when everybody was saying, "Oh, he's going to be a piece of garbage at the end." It looks that way. I think Giancarlo Stanton, his contract is actually not going to be the problem. I think there's other guys like there's going to be other players that are like, what do we get? Like LeMahieu is a bad contract. He stinks. Rizzo will be fine. There's a lot of other guys under these. You're like, wow, this guy. at least you can have Stanton as a DH off the bench or something.
Yeah.
But some of these guys you can't play. They can't be in the game anymore. And another thing, the Yankees need a catcher. How come no one's talking about this? We don't have a catcher. Who's our catcher?
Ben Rovert or the other one.
Rover, and Higashioka.
Higgy. Yeah. I mean, look, they're all good people, right? Let's not make no mistake about it. They're fantastic human beings, but they can't play the sport of baseball. You know what I mean?
Exactly
Like they can't play at the major league level, and that's why the Yankees are in their position they're in.
They don't have a closer. They don't have a catcher. They don't have a center fielder. They don't have they have a second baseman playing shortstop. They don't have a third baseman. They don't have a coach. What's going on over there? I mean, half the team is probably hanging out at stands before the game. It's awful.
Yeah,
I mean, they've been injured. I got to remember, Rizzo, Stanton, and Judge missed a lot of games.
But there's no excuse. They're all there. They're all there now. They're losing.
I think Stanton is. He looks way off. He looks different. Like I've seen. Listen, I love Giancarlo Stanton because he just hits bombs, but he looks like lost at the plate.
Yeah.
And so I just think this season's got to go, and you got to clean house and start all over. So that's how I feel there. The other thing is, next week we're going to be doing a Rutgers football preview. I'll go through what I think they're going to do. Should be interesting.
You want me to try to get like Ray Lucas on or something like that, like a couple of family friends and shit?
Yeah. Who should we get?
Brian Leonard. We get Eric LeGrand.
I might be able to get Brian Leonard on. Believe
cool.
it or not, I'm going to call Joe Covino. Joe, if you're listening, get me some. Actually, we're going to get. What we're going to get for show 131.
131, which is now what, 4 weeks from now?
Yeah, my favorite player of all time for Rutgers, Terrell Willis, who still holds records for like most yardage. Like him and Herschel Walker, neck and neck. You got to reach it. It's hysterical. I swear to God. You think I'm kidding you? This guy, he was awesome. This was back in the early 90s when there was the grassy knoll at the stadium and nobody cared. And this guy just ran like a 4.2. Matter of fact, there's a story about him. He doesn't get drafted. He's expecting to get drafted. Doesn't get drafted. And suppose he shows up at the Jets. Jets sign him as a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like a nothing signee, like one of those guys wouldn't even be on the air for Hard Knocks, right? And supposedly so he goes right to the running backs, and supposedly a coach was like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "Oh, I'm a running back." They're like, No. And then he went over to the special teams area, and he saw that there was guys shagging punts and kickoffs. So he just strolled in and got in line. The coach's like, "What are you doing here?" It's like, and supposedly, I don't know, I got to ask him this. Supposedly he said like, "There's nobody better than me here. Like I should start."
Was it Vince Papali?
Yeah. And then I got to ask him when he gets on. I met him once. He's a nice guy. But I'm going to be like, "Dude, were you that cocky showing up for the Jets?" But he was a great, most underrated player. A couple of years later, the Rutgers offensive line got good. They got good under Shiano. And a couple of years, about 8 years later. And if he played with today's offensive line, this kid would have been a stud. Matter of fact, there's a player on the roster now, Sam Brown, who reminds me of Terrell Willis. But it's show 131. A buddy of mine knows him. We're going to have him on. But the biggest news that we got to discuss, I know you don't follow this at all, but dude, you got to start. I need you to look into this, okay? Because you're a sports fan. You don't know that much about college basketball. I know that. You watch it. You're a sports fan.
During the tournament, I'll gander.
You have no idea the recruiting stuff that's going on with Rutgers basketball, bro. Do you realize, like, if LeBron James came out and said, I'll say something stupid now. If LeBron James said, "I want my kid to go to Rutgers," you know what the coach would say? We don't really have a spot because we have the number 1 player, the number 2 player, and the number 8 player are all, dude. This is like, if you go on one of those recruiting sites, doesn't matter. This is unheard of for Rutgers. We stink all the time. Now we got 3 top 10 players. And in these bad ESPN shows that are on like live, those bad minor league basketball tournaments they have in like Zimbabwe and Spain and all this shit. The Rutgers guys are like 34 points, 41 points. Like the announcer's like, a couple of kids here going to Rutgers, dominating play here. And these are the best players in the world playing, and they're going to Rutgers. I don't know what the NIL money. Somebody, I don't know. It's you have to look into this. Rutgers is in bed with kids that we've never. It's like I literally, it's like I don't know. Duke, Kentucky, Rutgers, not sure yet. Like what?
Listen,
we usually get
change of
guys
the
on
guard.
Tuesday. I'm like Rutgers is the kind of program where it's like even football. Well, Rutgers may sign this guy. He's choosing between Fordham, Delaware, and like New England State, which is not even a college. And it's like and then they go to Rutgers. It's never between Penn State, Michigan. Once in a blue moon, we get a guy like that.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever someone says, "Oh, he was gonna go to Michigan," that I know right away the player's gonna stink. Because why didn't he go to Michigan? Like
right
here.
Right.
But Rutgers football too is recruiting well. What does he say? It's funny. What do you say to a kid if you're recruiting for Rutgers football and you go into a living room? And let's face it, someone like yourself, maybe a little bit older, Chris Gucci's age, could have had a kid at 18. Now, whatever. In other words, these kids are only 17 years old. So it's possible you could have a 17-year-old kid right now. It's possible.
Sure.
And you're a huge sports fan and you live in Central New Jersey, and here comes a big Rutgers guy, coach coming up to your door, and your kid is like 6'6", 280, you know what I mean? Like playing for Bergen Catholic or Don Bosco, ripping it up all over. And here comes a Rutgers guy. What does he say to you as a dad? Like, well, we have a nice, you got nothing.
Well,
anyway,
listen,
I don't know how they
Jimmy,
do it.
it's time to segue a little bit because we have
our guest.
We have Rickey coming on board right about now. Let's bring him on into the fold here. He was there, now he's not, so I'm going to wait for him to come back on the screen before we bring him on in.
Click on it.
I saw a picture and now it's gone, but I'll click on it once he comes back. But yeah. I'm very surprised how this all turned out for Rutgers. But here we go. There he is, right then and there.
There he is. Hey, can you hear us, Rickey?
I hear you fine. Thank you.
Hey, what's happening, man? Thanks for coming on my show here, Shay. What's going on?
Life.
Where are you living right now?
I live in Dallas-Fort Worth.
All right. Well, you see my co-host here is wearing a Dallas Cowboy hat. Are you a Dallas Cowboy fan?
Well, sort of, kind of. Romo and I are good buddies, and I didn't like what they did to him. And so I got a little PO'd when they did that to him.
All right. I appreciate that.
I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah, I do. I mean, Romo had more talent than people ever knew. He just never had a team.
Listen, I hated Romo because he was so good. I'm a Giant fan, and he just to eat us alive. Anyway, I just wanted to know because Dave here is a big Cowboy fan. So
hey, Rickey, make sure you tell Tony I said hello. All right, I really appreciate that.
I will. I'll do that. I'll tell you. I talk to him every day.
Oh wow,
that's cool. Right. Listen, though, if he's got to come on my show before Dave's show.
Oh no, not even close, Jimmy. That one I'm going to poach from you. Sorry, pal.
All right. Well, listen. Rickey Hill's got an incredible story here, and I totally appreciate you coming on the show, man. I really do. I'm an actor myself, and I've been in showbiz for about 33 years. And there is a movie coming out about your life, coming out Friday. The movie's called The Hill, and it's starring Dennis Quaid, Colin Ford, Joel Carter, Scott Glenn, Bonnie Bedelia, who's the aunt of the Culkins, which I did not know till the other day doing my research. And listen, your story is incredible. I'll let you tell it in your words, but the bottom line is you were a young kid. You had a debilitating injury, a spinal disease, and you wanted to play baseball, and you had a crippling kind of disease, and you made it all the way to the minor leagues. That's incredible to me. Tell me how the movie came about. Tell me everything. It's just incredible.
Well, it came about in 1970, actually 76. And what happened was my brother wrote a story about how when I signed I signed a major league contract for 2 years. And so my brother wrote a big story about it for our family, just for our family only. Not for anyone else. But we had a guy at our church grab it and take off with it to Hollywood. Next thing you know, we had 5 or 6 Hollywood studios wanting the film, wanting
Oh,
to do a
wow.
film on it. And then my father and my mother became ill at the same time, and I didn't want to do anything to do with the film, especially not at that time. And
Right.
they're really, really ill, and very young too, by the way, 49 and 47 years old.
Oh,
And
wow.
I lost my father, and my mother made it, but not my not my father.
Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that. That's a
So that's
young
how it
age.
all
That's too young.
started. That's how it all started, and then um, um, I know that you said that I played in the minor leagues, but I also played in the major leagues over in Mexico. I played all over. I played winter ball in Mexican leagues, which is major leagues. They're all major league ball players there.
Sure.
There ain't no difference. There's no
No,
difference.
listen, it's incredible. Now, if you could, I didn't see the movie. I saw the trailer. The trailer looks cool. The uh, what? How debilitating were the injuries you had? Were they there the whole time, or did they go? They come and go. What was how was it to play? I know your dad made you braces on your legs.
Yeah.
What was the biggest? Like, how did it affect you the most playing baseball?
Well, all the way through 0 through 8, uh, the legs were a problem, but little did I know that I had a degenerative spinal disease at the same time, same as my grandmother, my great grandmother. They were both in wheelchairs at 38 and 42 years old, and
Wow.
I didn't even know that. And if it hadn't been time and technology, I wouldn't even been able to where I am today, which is, I've had some major surgeries it's changed my life. And
Right.
so saying that, I wound up skipping all of that, and uh, then baseball came along for me at 8 years old, very powerfully. I was hitting rocks all my life, even during braces. When I wasn't wearing braces, my dad made the braces. He just copied them from some other form, and I wore the
Wow.
braces till I was 8, until finally I kicked them off, and never put them back on. And then later on, I knew that I had a limited time. At 17 years old, they let me know that my disease was just crumbling my spine. And every time I swung the bat, it would just take another chunk off, a piece of
Oh,
spine
man.
of your disc. Yep.
Did it every time you swung? Was there pain, or you just knew it was crumbling your
There's
spine?
always pain.
Wow.
I just took it.
At what point did you realize? How old were you when you realized? You know what? I got some physical limitations, but I have a shot at this. Were you 15, 13? Was it high school ball?
Actually, at 17, when I realized heavily that I started hitting some power shots that that weren't normal. I don't know why.
Right.
I can't tell you how, but they weren't normal. But yeah, at 17 I realized that, um, and then 18 I signed at 18 years old.
Right. Now you signed with the Expo system, right? I
Right.
saw that first year rookie ball. How was that like showing up for rookie ball? Did you hide your limitations? Was it publicly known? Or was just something you kept to yourself, or did they know?
I hit it for 5.5 years.
Wow.
Wow. So nobody knew, not even the guys who signed you. They didn't know how bad it was.
Uh,
Wow, that's incredible. Um, I know your first year, I think you batted what did I get? You batted like 225, and then you ended up at in Texas.
yep.
So how was that for you going from like I think you were up in Alberta, then now you're back in Texas, and then how was that transition from rookie ball to A ball?
There's no difference. I mean, honestly, when I faced major league pitching, it was easier for me than it was facing A ball pitchers. Those guys throw it at your head every pitch. Uh, they do. They throw it at your head. If you're a slugger, if you're a hitter, if you hit the long ball, they'll throw it right at your head. That was the
Right.
difference back then than today. Because back then, I expected one at my head every time as soon as I stepped up to the plate. But
Wow.
saying that, yeah, there's really no difference. Like when I went over and played in Venezuela, uh, me and Andre Dawson, he was my roommate, and
Oh, wow.
That's so cool.
Oh, he's great. Andre Dawson's great.
yeah,
I was looking at on Baseball Reference. I tried to look um, your minor league record and the rosters to see if there was anybody on those rosters. But I knew you had played in all over the world now.
yeah. Well, this
Different,
one I don't understand. There's a lot of it missing on there, but
yeah,
that's common. That's common. I'm used to it.
yeah.
Um,
Not now
but
though. Nowadays they have everything. Everything's logged in. But
Yeah,
back then
you ain't missing nothing.
they probably
yeah,
didn't have the records and all that stuff. Wow, Andre Dawson was your roommate. That's awesome.
yeah, he
Uh,
is.
he turned out to be an awesome player for sure. So in terms of then you ended up in Aberdeen, Washington, and me and Jeff, I mean Dave, were just laughing here. I got a question for you. In your last year of official minor league baseball, I guess. I don't know what the timing is. You could tell me. You hit 15 home runs, which is like 3 times the amount you had ever hit. What was the change? And was you had a different philosophy at the plate?
Well, no, that year I played 3 years. I played in 3 different leagues. I played in that year when I went to Venezuela. I hit 22 in 2 months.
Holy shit!
That's unbelievable.
I got on a tear. I got on a tear. It hit me, and it was there, and I just started. I hit 51 that year total. In that 1 year, I had 488 at bats, and I hit 51 home runs. No one knows that. It's not in the record books, but I hit 51 in 488 at bats.
So did you start to? Were you? I guess you were considered a power hitter. I mean, I guess you weren't trying to slap. You weren't being Rod Carew.
No, I hit several over 500 feet.
Oh my God, that's so
We
great!
can use Rickey right now on the Yankees, like right
yes,
this second.
can you suit up right now and go? I don't care what your physical situation is. First of all, I know you right now. I know you're better than Gallo. That I know for sure. Even though he's a nice
I still believe I can still do it too. I do.
I think you can too. I know there's a spot for you on the Yankees, and you can actually be a player coach, manage, and hit bombs.
There you go.
I'd like that.
Well, me and Jet, we were trying to add up the years. We were like, maybe he went on steroids for a couple of years and started hitting bombs, but then we realized there was
Rickey,
no steroids back then.
Rickey, no disrespect, but I was like, wait a minute. According to this, like he went from 8 home runs to 15 in one season. I was like, that's a pretty significant jump for somebody who's at the tail end of his career. So I was like, I got to figure out what the health regimen was. Like, what was because I mean, as the disease starts to creep up on you and it starts to debilitate you, you would think these 500 home runs are a little bit, or 500-foot home runs are a little bit less frequent. So yeah, that was kind of a mind-numbing stat. That's again public knowledge.
Well, we actually had a 2 out of 3 game playoff that year too, as well. I hit 3 more, so I actually hit 18 that year.
So he's Reggie, Jimmy. He is Reggie officially.
Reggie
playoff game, Reggie Jackson. I love it.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. I in fact, we won the pennant ring that way, and then I hit 18 and then I left there and I went to Venezuela and I hit 22 in 2 months. So
unbelievable.
So from the 22 though, Rickey, like when you were smacking the ball like that, did you get any other interest or any offers to come back to the States to kind of pursue, keep going?
Yeah, I was going to the Padres.
Oh, okay.
But that's when I collapsed. That's when
I don't want to give away any of the movie. I didn't see the movie. Obviously, it didn't come out yet. I was going to ask you at what was it? So obviously I guess the question is this: how close to truth is the movie? I know Hollywood's got to play some games. I've been around the league enough to know that. Like maybe in my movie, I was in beer league. Maybe I didn't hit 706. I might have hit like 650, but they made it 706. But I want to know how close was the truth to the reality to the movie?
There's only 2 things that are different, and it has nothing to do with baseball.
Okay.
Nothing to do with baseball.
You don't have to say it then. Let's let the audience enjoy it.
Only one little minor thing, and the rest of it, I can't think of anything that was any different. 1 or 2 minor things, but they were like minor.
Were you big on that? Did you want the exact truth, or did you just sign the rights away and they?
No, I wanted the truth out. I did. I wanted the total truth, and
Now, does
they
this
did.
does the movie cover the Mexican leagues and all this other stuff, or
No,
is that,
no.
Okay.
See, it ends. It ends when I sign a major league deal.
Got you.
Okay.
Kind of like Rudy. When Rudy
Love it.
got
There you
in,
go.
Rudy got in that one play. I can
Yeah.
assure you, mine was much harder.
There you go. I love it. I love it. I love it. So how was it? I mean, were you on the oh, we lost
Still got
it. Can you
still got
hear
audio, I
us?
believe. There he is.
There you go. Did you were you on the set the whole time? Did you get to meet Dennis Quaid and
Oh yeah, yeah. I lived basically. Dennis and I roomed right next door to each other in the hotel
where was the movie shot?
in Augusta, Georgia.
Oh wow, there you go.
I leave for Augusta tonight.
There you go. And where is your premiere? Is going to be down there?
Yeah, it's going to be in Augusta.
Nice.
And what is it? The release? Is it a full wide release or just certain cities? And you had no,
No,
that
it's
information.
full wide release.
You must be excited. Your family must be ecstatic over this. Getting
Oh yeah, they really are.
Is your brother still around? I got to give him credit for
No,
jotting down.
my brother just passed away less than a year ago.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Wow.
Well, he's watching. He's watching for sure.
He's watching for sure.
Absolutely.
How is your health now?
Really good. Really good. I mean, considering where I am, yeah, really good. I threw a pitch the other day, getting ready, warmed up for because I was gonna throw a pitch out for the Rangers, and hey, I hit it at 86 miles an hour.
Okay. Not only okay.
See,
first
I
of
don't
all,
even know if that's Hollywood or
listen,
not. I honestly
listen.
buy that.
Listen to me, Ricky. This is Jimmy Palumbo talking here. Forget about your movie. You got to come to New York because now instead of us signing Ohtani, we can sign you. You can pitch, manage, and hit bombs. You'll be my favorite player. And you know what? I'm sure you're not the fastest guy in the world anymore, but you got to be faster than Giancarlo Stanton, and even you'll be like the fourth fastest guy on the team.
Okay, hey, I'm getting ready. I'm packing my bags.
He's on the first flight. You got
He's
it, man.
definitely
That's
better
awesome.
than Stanton. There's no question about that. Well, listen, man. I know. How was it working with Jeff Calentano, the director? Did you work?
Incredible. He's the best.
Now the writers were from
Rudy and Hizers.
The one writer passed away. Was he involved in the early writing of it? I saw that online.
He was involved in the later writing, but Angelo Pizzo of Rudy and Hoosiers did our script. He's the one who did it.
I mean,
I hope that listen, Rudy and Hoosiers to me are the ruination of society, and here's why. It's a Saturday afternoon, and you got a million things to do. You're running all over, and for some reason the TV's on, and all of a sudden Rudy or Hoosiers is on. You know, well, I'm not going to get anything done for the next 2 hours.
That's right.
I must have watched Rudy, and you actually you get inspired, like you can't wait to mow the lawn. You just like Rudy's on, and the Hoosiers. It's just, I mean, those three movies and Shawshank Redemption have caused more labor loss in money, and lawns are not mowed. And I hope The Hill does this as well. It feels like it's going to inspire me.
I feel like it might.
I gained 4 pounds doing this interview because I feel even fatter than I do. Just you're throwing 86 miles an hour. I can't even drive my car 86 miles an hour.
I couldn't believe it either, to be honest with you. I think if I built it up a little more, I think I could hit 90. I do. I don't know why. Even at 60, even at 67.
That's 67. Now, are you still wearing braces? Do you have to?
No. I'm out of those.
And
my legs are big now. My legs are big from all the work they had to go through.
So a lot of surgeries to make everything go.
I've had a lot of surgeries.
Are your any more surgeries in the future, or you pretty much got it all set?
I think I'm done unless something drastic happens.
God bless you.
But
awesome.
I'm very, very thankful.
Now, when you were playing high school ball, and was speed an issue? Like if you roped the double in the gap, were you able to get to second base and slide and everything? It must have hurt like hell doing that.
Oh yeah, I could get there. I mean, I struggled with the pain, but you know what? It just got worse each year, and I knew it was coming. They told me I had limited time, and if I'm going to get anything in, get as much as I could get in now. And like I said, I was going to the big leagues with the Padres the following year, And I mean, there's no doubt I was going. I mean, I was very fortunate. Bill Brzezinski was my manager, and he went to the Padres, and he was going to take me with him.
Wow,
Incredible.
And
that
also,
is just
yeah,
awesome.
also Bobby Maddox is the one who sent me to Aberdeen in the first place. Bobby Maddox, he used to manage the Yankees 1 year, I think, and no, Toronto. He managed Toronto, and uh, Bobby was a big super scout, but he managed Toronto for 1 year, and he took my contract and he sent my contract around to various different places.
Now, I understand in the movie there was a little conflict with you and your dad. Your dad, I guess, was worried about your health.
Yeah.
And so was that, were you old enough? Let's face it, you were a young kid. So sometimes parents know best, and sometimes you can't tell a kid to stop, dreaming. How bad were those battles with you and your dad?
They weren't bad really at all. Because all I do, I just hit rocks all day long, and then every now and then I go out in the backyard and preach a sermon in the backyard for my dad, and he'd watch it, and the whole block would watch it, and they'd come down the street, watch it, and I'd preach a little sermon wearing these braces, and then I'd go back to hitting rocks.
It's unbelievable. Not only the guys hitting, this is amazing. You're 67 years old. You're throwing 86 miles an hour. You have knee braces. You're dominating high school baseball. You played all over the world. You're Andre Dawson's roommate.
Jimmy, he's putting Johnny Trindo to shame right now, my man.
And then you're preaching God's word. This is unbelievable to me. That's like I'm. What am I doing? I'm having a slice of pizza at Kinsley's and Ramsey up here, and you're preaching God's word. Like when you pass away and go up to the pearly gates, it's going to be like, yeah, let him right in. We got a whole spot for you over here. It's unbelievable. I'm going to be on a long line. People are going to be lawyers involved. With St. Peter, Jimmy Palumbo, what do we got? Well, he's a decent guy. And all of a sudden, you're going to come whipping by me because I'll probably die first. You're going to come whipping by me like, who's that? That's Rickey Hill. He just hit a 500,
Oh, man.
I'll go, there he is. There he is. There he is. He's hitting 211.
Which again, third or fourth ranked on the New York Yankees right now. So
right now, it's unbelievable.
Rickey, before I get out of here, real quick, Rickey, is there any players? I mean, you're watching the current product. You're a baseball savant at heart. I'm assuming you got the Texas Rangers out there who are playing very good baseball right now. Which watch out for Seattle. They're on your heels a little bit, so you got to be careful. But is there anybody that you're kind of like got your eye on, like that guy right there? He's special.
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. This Ohtani, I just met him. I just threw out the first pitch for the Rangers, and I met him. The Angels, they were there at the stadium. I met Ohtani, and I'm thinking, wow, this guy's kind of like a freak.
He's a unicorn.
Just amazing.
It's funny. I had Ohtani on yesterday, and he said, "Oh, I met this guy, Rickey Hill. He threw out the first pitch. This guy's a freak. He's throwing 86 miles an hour, and he had back surgeries his whole life and neck surgeries, and he's hitting bombs."
I got 9 screws in me, and 6 cages and all this crap. And
so he's setting off metal detectors, and not only that, he's breaking radar guns right now. Good job.
I have trouble in the second hour of pickleball, and you got screws in your back. Oh my God, Ohtani! Who are you kidding me?
Yeah,
I just read. You ever met Roy White? I just read Roy White's book.
Yeah.
He wrote a beautiful biography. It was awesome. But anyway, listen, Rickey, I appreciate you coming on. The movie The Hill is coming out this Friday, and I am definitely going to go see it. I really appreciate you coming on. It was a pleasure. I think there's a lot of my fans and audience are going to love this. I knew nothing about you. Didn't even know the movie was coming out. Dave mentioned it. And then I started seeing trailers and stuff. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is awesome. It's like a combination of The Rookie and The Natural and Rudy and all these things. That turns out it's written by the Rudy guy and Hoosiers. And oh, my God. I can't believe I should be in the movie. So I asked them, I called up the director and I said, I want to be the guy who's leading off first base when Rickey hits a 500-foot bomb because I slapped the base hit to right field. But nobody returned my calls.
Yeah, it's very
sad. And you can play on my softball team anytime, Ricky. Now.
You know what? You know what's crazy is I wish people knew. They didn't know that. I collapsed, and that's what ended my career. It wasn't until I got cut. I
Right.
collapsed at second base, diving in head first. I didn't feel my legs for three months.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
And that was it. And it was it was
Diving in
over.
head first.
Diving in head first, like I shouldn't have been doing that, number one, but I did things you wouldn't believe just to play every day. I never ever slept in a bed during the whole time I played professional baseball.
Did you have to like tape up your
where
back
were you
or
sleeping?
lower?
In the floor.
Wow.
I slept on the floor with my legs on top of the bed.
What did you have to do any kind of taping regimen before a game? Like tape your legs, your back? Or you just
I wore a back brace. I wore a back brace to get me as far as I could get me, without where I could still turn on the ball. Because I could still hit the ball really well. I could. One thing I was born with, I was born a hitter.
Right.
And,
wow.
Believe it or not, I think I was born a pitcher too, because in Little League I struck out 21 straight in a row.
I did that. I mean, come on, I did that. No,
oh my God.
That's incredible.
I was 10 for 10 in a doubleheader in softball, and I didn't get one double. They were all
and
singles.
don't get it twisted, Ricky. Don't get it twisted. It was slow pitch, beer league, softball. Nobody's an actual athlete, so there it is.
I was like I was Rickey Hill without power.
There it is.
Wow.
I wish I would have known. I would have get you in the movie. Are you still preaching? Are you a preacher?
No, I'm not preaching, but I do teach a lot, and I work with kids, in baseball and things like that. But I work with my grandkids right now because there's two little studs. They're good.
How many you have how many kids do you have? I don't even know.
I have 3 daughters and I have 6 grandbabies, but my 2 grandsons, they're 7 and 8 years old. They're already sluggers.
Oh boy, here they come. The Hills are
now,
coming.
Did they know? Did your kids and your grandkids are little, I guess. Did they know the history of Rickey Hill? Because
they didn't really until here all this recent has came out. Now they know everything. I mean, it's
oh my God,
kind of blindsided them a little bit.
Yeah, because if you need me to send them emails or text on Snapchat, I will.
Okay.
And say that.
Yeah, Jimmy is real technologically sound here.
Yeah, I'm going to be like, old man, Grandpa Rickey Hill hitting 500. He does everything. I'll tell your kid if he's a cocky little leaguer to shut his mouth because his grandfather was way better than him.
Yeah, exactly.
Did your kids play little league and high school ball?
Well, I had 3 daughters.
Oh, 3 daughters. Okay.
Yeah, but my 2 of my daughters like golf.
Nice.
Okay. Don't tell me you golf.
So does Tony Romo.
Yeah. You golf?
Yeah. I can play golf today. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And
I'm sure you're shooting like 80s and 75s. And I'm sure you hit bombs. You hit bombs off the tee. Come on, Ricky.
No. I play Romo a lot and I beat him a lot.
Do you? Oh my God!
This is unbelievable.
I gotta get confirmation somehow, but that'll be great.
No, I don't want any confirmation.
I want confirmation.
Ricky says it. It's done. It's
gospel. It's gospel.
He preached to us. Good. Not only does Romo suck on the field, he sucks in golf too. I can't believe you're beating Romo. This interview is you're not leaving. You're gonna stay with me for 7 hours. I feel like, do you bowl? Are you a bowler?
No.
I was gonna say, you beat Earl Anthony in 1-on-1 in bowling.
Yeah.
What else? Do you play any other sports besides golf and baseball?
I don't, but I'm good at all of them. It don't matter. I can play them.
I love it. I love it.
You're gonna start playing pickleball and dominate that. I can see that coming.
I've never done that before. Never played pickleball.
Yeah, it's a big sport. I'm sure it's big in where you're living too. But
well, it's also 120. It's 120 degrees in Texas every day now, so it's like one of those things where I don't know if you can get out there and play. It's a lot.
Yeah, I'm not into that right now.
Oh my God! I'm going to be at a wedding in Austin, Texas in November. I was going to maybe if you were still preaching, I'll make you do the mass. Unbelievable to me.
That'd be a good timing for you in Austin.
Preach. I never met somebody with all physical limitations, and you're doing everything. That's awesome.
It's awesome.
And this movie coming out, The Hill, starring Dennis Quaid, Colin Ford, and Joel Carter, Scott Glenn, Bonnie Bedelia, a bunch of Culkins. family affair there at Shea. I hope this movie does everything for you. Financially, I'm sure. I hope it. Listen, maybe you cashed that check already. God bless America. I hope it does everything for your family and your legacy and heritage and checkbook. And hope there's a Hill. You know what? I want to do the Hill Part 2. That's the movie I'll be in.
Well,
and it just shows you whipping one by Otani.
We got enough. We got enough that they're talking about doing a series with it.
Wow, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
definitely. I'll
Jimmy's
make sure.
about to.
I have to be in this. I'll be the wise ass New Yorker who says this guy stinks. You can't hit. That's what I'll do. And I'll be the left center fielder when you hit a bomb over my head. I'm like, this guy can. That'll be my hit. He can really hit. And you were fast. You dive head first like you were Pete Rose. This is insanity. My best guest ever.
I was stupid. I was stupid for doing that, but
it's for the love of the game.
But I love the game. The game was actually good to me, even though I was born with bad things in my life. But
what did you end up doing after baseball? What did you?
Well, I was crippled like the first couple of years, really, and then I got into financial planning, and got into that, and then basically doing employee benefits nationwide, and and then I always worked with some kids in baseball and worked with their swings, and
I just got a text from one of your ex-clients, and he says you got the best employee benefits of all time through you. Even when he's crippled, he's hurting, back surgeries, the company has great benefits. That's unbelievable.
Beautiful.
What does Rickey Hill do bad? I hope he comes back on. He just blipped off on the video.
It's all right.
Anyway, well, Rickey, if you don't come on, if you can hear us, the movie The Hill is coming on August 25th. Everyone go see this movie. I know where me and Dave are going to be this weekend.
Yes.
We have to go see this movie. Rickey, I don't know where you went. Your video shut off, but I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I think my fans and friends are going to love this one. Rickey Hill, the story of his baseball career, the movie The Hill, August 25th. And that's it. So, Dave, I guess there you go. Wow.
I mean,
Dave, that was...
Yeah. It's some things, Jimmy, are absolutely worth the wait, and that's what it was. That's 100%. Worth the wait.
That was just incredible. Matter of fact, I'll just real quick because we got to go. It's a long one. Cornholelevel.com. Just signed up with the Jimmy Palumbo Show. 3 more months. Go to cornholelevel.com. If you got a cornhole board that's all shaky in the back, you hook this thing on. As I show it to you right here, they're going to have all kinds of collegiate things. You hook it on there, and boom, your cornhole board is level. Dave's been working on that his entire life. Also, it's good. Really, I can't even do these ads after that interview. Well, I'll get to one thing before. Well, first of all, don't forget about OxyMagicUSA.com. That's right. Listen, if you're going to get your carpets clean, Dave just got it done.
Mm-hmm.
This place is great. Go to the website, OxyMagicUSA.com, OXY, MagicUSA.com. They got over 80 locations nationwide. They're green seal, EPA safer choice. Everything dries in 1 to 2 hours. They got great people. Also, if you're interested in owning one of these new locations, they have 0% company financing. It's a really good deal. Go talk to my boy, Tommy, and Natalie over there, who I haven't seen in a while in the pickle court. He's down at LBI relaxing. So go check out OxyMagicUSA.com. Good people. Also, well, let's get to one thing. I
didn't get that. Oh. Could you try again?
That's my watch.
How great is that? Seriously, what the fuck did you just say to me?
First of all, and this show's going to be, we'll end it in a little bit, but dude, I played pickleball this week. Dude, I went from being like ranked 3rd in the country, where I stink. I don't know what happened. I stink now. I officially.
And now you really have no excuse after hearing Rickey Hill's story. It's like, man, oh man, you just suck at everything right now compared to everything he's done. It's unbelievable.
Ricky,
what a story, man. Oh my
unbelievable. God. And I'm so embarrassed because I told you I was going to bring my weight back onto the show. I weighed myself just before the telecast. I am coming in at 214.2 this morning. 214.
Jimmy, it's time to get out and walk or something. What the?
I don't know what I've been. Well, for the last week, I ate a little better, but I'm a beast. I mean, I am like Bone Crusher Smith meets Ernie Shavers. So I am gonna be inspired by Rickey Hill. I gotta lose some weight. I also started watching. Did you ever watch that show Daredevil?
No, are you in it?
First one. I'm in the second one.
Oh, okay. No, I've never watched that. There's a movie, I believe. Ben Affleck's in the movie.
And a TV show. But there's an actress who plays Karen Page on the show, Deborah Ann Wall. Oh my God, she's hitting threes all over the place. I mean, she's no Barbie, but she is certainly like like a Bill Russell underneath with Tippins. My buddy Jeff Calentano is also on the show. It's really a cool show. I never saw a show about superheroes where the superhero is really flawed. He doesn't even really have powers. It's really weird. I'm also watching the show Telemarketers. You see that one on? I've been reviewing that. Watched a little bit of that.
Did you watch? Did you by any chance get a chance to watch the Johnny Manziel documentary?
I did. That was awesome. Awesome. What blew me away about the Johnny Manziel documentary was how he was a great player. College. But he really didn't watch. That's why now we know why he dropped in the NFL does their research. He didn't watch film. He was just relying on natural talent. And you get to the NFL.
Guess what?
Where a defensive coordinator is making $2.5 million a year, and the coach says, "Hey, can we shut this guy down?" Yeah.
A little easy. It's fine.
A little easy. He doesn't watch
flush
film.
left. Go and flush left and see what happens. And then he's just all discombobulated.
But he didn't watch film. It's incredible. He didn't even do it in college. Even in college, and able to win some of the games he did without watching any film. Or and basically he practiced, or after a game he went drinking.
Did you see how he left his best friend like high and dry as soon as he got drafted? Like he never talked to him again, ever. But meanwhile, he made him like $40,000 a night to sign autographs in a hotel room. And then all of a sudden he gets to the big time and he hires a real agency and he totally tells his friend to F off. And I'm like, you piece of shit. Like, because even the kid even said, he was like, I never talked to him again.
It's unbelievable. And Manziel's the reason why there's an NIL, because did you hear that stat they said between him and Tebow? I don't know if I got the stat right. It doesn't matter though. Like 30 million jerseys were sold. Do you realize that? Like that's insane.
Well, the problem was back then that it was just a number 2 jersey. It was never Manziel on the back, so that's why he wasn't able to make any money.
He didn't make
but now, on that. Shit. Now you go to the Rutgers store on the corner and you're making who's the one receiver? Or the quarterback? Like all these guys are making money off their likeness and their name now, but back then they had to do it. They had to do it illegally.
You got to go to a hotel room.
Yeah.
In my day, we did other things in a hotel room. I'm also watching Winning Time, the Laker one. Love it. I think it's. I
haven't caught the second season yet.
Yeah, it's fun. And also, listen, biggest star in the world right now is Aaron Rodgers, actor, reality star. I don't care if he throws 8 picks in the first 2 games.
I want to hang out with him so bad.
How good is Aaron Rodgers on that show?
Oh, he's great. He's literally like the best reason to watch the show. And I think that there was I've talked to Chris Gucci about this, and Chris went anti-Rodgers now. All the stuff's been taken down off the walls, shit like that at the office. But with Rodgers being the way he is, Chris is just simply saying he's been this way the entire time. It's just that for whatever reason, people had this mindset that he was just egotistical, this, that, and the third. And I still think there is a shred of that. You know what I mean? I think he knows he's Aaron fucking Rodgers. You know what I mean?
Maybe he's smart and he realizes I'm going to go to New York and make big money. I'm also going to just BS them and be smooth. And we're going to, but you know what? One thing about, I gotta tell us a little, if I had a private conversation with Aaron Rodgers, I'd be like, Are you still there, Dave? No?
Yeah, I was sorry. I was answering. He
Okay.
apologized for not Ricky, but his manager apologized
That's no
for the
problem.
confusion.
We love,
We're good.
And come manage me. But I would just pull Aaron Rodgers aside. Aaron, perfect job. Preseason, hard knock. That's like, only problem was this isn't Green Bay. And if the Jets are 1-3, you're not in Green Bay anymore, son.
And unfortunately, it's now public knowledge that you live in a literal glass house. So be careful because they will throw rocks.
Because Vinny from Queens is not Joe from Sabogian or one of those weird Winnetka. You are in for a rude awakening.
I really hope that this doesn't go south. I really do. I think the Jets have a very good team. I think they have
you know what? Listen, I know you're a Cowboy fan. I'm a Giant fan, but we don't hate the Jets.
No,
I would love. Listen, we live in the area. How great would it be? Watch like the Jets are like Aaron Rodgers. They're 8-0. Forget it'll be good for sports talk. It'll be good.
Now
for
remember
you
that this did happen. This did happen with Brett Favre. They were rolling with Brett Favre as their quarterback. He was slinging it all over the place, and the Jets fans were excited. Here we go, Super Bowl aspirations. Then the guy gets hurt. So because he's on the
injuries. Listen,
I mean, it is what it is.
Testaverde,
how do you like this though? Ready for this? Oh, Testaverde. That made my boy Ray Lucas a star. Rodgers plans to play in the Snoopy Bowl this week against the Giants preseason. Agree or disagree?
What, don't you have to play in a preseason game?
That's what I'm trying to say, and I'm going to say that on my Jersey Boys podcast because Dak Prescott is coming off his literal worst year of his career. And you're telling me that he doesn't have to take any snaps whatsoever in the preseason games?
So Dak hasn't taken a snap yet?
No. And you got guys like Mahomes throwing off his back foot. You got Allen making plays. You got Rodgers against the Giants. Why? Where does that?
You got it. I think you got to get it. Why can't he play 2 series? Hand
the ball off 3 times. I don't care. Get your cadence down. Do something.
So this is the last preseason game. There's only 3.
There's only 3. Yeah.
You can't give him 2 series. Come on. Roll him out. If he feels pressure, get rid of the ball. I mean,
by the way, that was my favorite part of the interview with Rickey Hill, the fact that he golfs with Tony Romo.
And he beat him.
And he beat him. Right.
The best.
I'm going to have to clip that up, tag Tony Romo and say, is there truth to this?
That's great. No. It's funny. I've already decided. Truth.
It's true.
I am the jury here. Done. Guilty. Romo sucks in golf. I have no problem saying that. Yeah. Can't even beat Rickey Hill. He had 9 surgeries. Screws in his back. Which brings us to a very special thing with one of my sponsors. You're going to love this. ChasingMiracles.com. They sell shit your body needs. Okay. They got these patches. And I got to tell you something. The X39 and X49 patch. I'm wearing them right now. My mother, okay, first of all, this is absolute truth. I just talked to my mother a half hour before the show. My mother has what's called bone on bone, knee possible. She's 83 years old. She was supposed to get knee surgery, knee replacement. We were all like, oh, man, there's a lot of rehab. What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. So I talked to Donna at Chasing Miracles, and this is an ad, but it's funny to me. And I talked to Tommy, her husband, and I said, I was like, Tommy, what's the deal with this shit, man? My mother in her knees, he goes, Jimmy, tell your mother, put it on her knee, put it over here, blah, blah, blah. Tell her to do this. This stuff works. I'm telling you. And he literally was like, your mother won't need the surgery. And I was like, okay, Tommy, that's all nice and good. You sell these things. God bless you. I said, but my mother's an 83-year-old Irish woman, from Queens, lives in New Jersey. Uh-huh. And this costs some money per month. And I was like, if this doesn't work, my mother is going to be rude about it. Like, she's going to be like, Jimmy, I tell those people to stop sending this crap. It doesn't like So I told Donna, I said, Donna, you call my mother. You set it up with her. I said, and good luck, because I'm not going to get involved. But I did tell my mother, I said, Ma, listen, you're going to maybe get the surgery in January. For a couple of bucks a month, why don't you try these patches? For shits and giggles.
It's the worst that can happen.
What's the worst that? So you lose, I don't know, I think it's about $150 a month, something like that, whatever the hell it is. It's 6 months, so you lose $700-800 with the chance.
These better be fucking miracles,
right? No, maybe it's only. I don't even know the price. To be honest with you, go to ChasingMiracles.com
for price.
And here's why. My mother didn't say anything the first couple of weeks, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe she's like, well, Jimmy, they do your show, and I don't want to get. I thought she was going to be nice. She calls up. She goes, Jimmy, are you doing the patches? I said, yeah, I have been. And she goes, oh. I said, have you been? She goes, yeah, just about every day. I was like, okay. I was waiting for, I think for the prize. She's like, my knee feels good. I was like, what? I literally was like, no way. She goes, Jimmy, yeah, my knee feels good. She goes,
All right.
it worked.
Listen, I
okay.
just cleaned my carpet. Now you got to give me the fucking number of this thing because my ankles are killing me.
Listen, dude, I don't know, but that's my mother says. Now I'm telling you, anybody knows my mother. She's not a bullshitter, and my sister's listening to this show right now. So it works. This stuff works. It's unbelievable.
All that matters.
So anyway, chasingmiracles.com, miracle stem cell patches, but they're more than that. They're companies about living the right life, living a good life. Tommy and Donna are people that are inspirational. This thing gives you stamina, energy, muscle strengthening. It has to do with what goes, and it's not invasive. There's no needles or anything. It's just a little Band-Aid. If you ask me, you put it on for 12 hours and you leave it off for 12 hours. It's incredible. So please, chasingmiracles.com. Check out these patches, everyone out there. Anybody's got a bad wheel? I know I have it right now I have it on mine. I haven't had any issues. I'm getting ready for my 5K. That's another big announcement. So go to chasingmiracles.com. And that is that. Also, I already mentioned right now, I just finished a Roy White book. It was great. Anybody out there, a Yankee fan, must read. And also now I'm reading a book From Craft to Career about the acting business with Mary Sugarman, big time casting director. Tara Rubin cast all the big Broadway shows. Old friend of mine, her book. I just started that. And also PineTarBarGrill.com here at Shea. My buddy Tommy's place. Go check it out. 121 South Main Street in Forked River, 609-489-4286, Pine Tar Bar and Grill. And also my friend Lisa Ruane, love her to death, 201-725-1251. She's a certified therapist. I'm big on this. If you're feeling like shit, you got some issues going on, you got to give somebody a call. And she'll take care of you. She'll guide you where you got to go, or you can be a client of hers, whatever you got to do. She's good people. Lisa Ruane, 201-725-1251. Well, Dave, that was a long show, but I don't care. It was a good one. So what did we learn? Rickey Hill is better than Tony Romo. The Chasing Miracle patches fixed my mother's knee. I am as fat as Ernie Shavers right now. And the Yankees stink. Did I miss anything? And,
I think you covered it all, Jimmy.
And Rutgers is declining Bronny James. That's what the show's all about. I love you. Thanks for getting that guest. And,
yeah, man, that was awesome.
That was awesome. Good time. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. A little bit of a long show, but we thought it was worth it. All right. I'll talk to you later.
Take care.